guys, it's Sophia with Kamikaze Kiwi, and today's Five and Friday is kind of off the dome. I had tweeted earlier that I didn't know what I was going to do it on. I made the joke that it's a secret to everyone, and it was a secret to me until about a few minutes ago, whenever I realized that the thing that is like most consuming my life right now is Breath of the Wild, and I absolutely love that game, and so I wanted to talk about it. And if you have ever looked at anything that I do, like social media or otherwise, I love Zelda. Zelda is my number one favorite game of really all time, and the first Legend of Zelda is actually my absolute favorite. And so I wanted to take some time to talk about the new Breath of the Wild, and maybe I should have labeled this segment like the unpopular opinion, because I'm going to lay it down. Breath of the Zelda is a good game, but it's not the best game. It's not, it's a great game, but it's not the Zelda, the Adventure of Zelda to end all Adventure of Zeldas, like everyone is kind of making it out to be. And I'm going to go over why. So there are a lot of things about Breath of the Wild that I adore. There are some things, though, that are kind of blaringly problematic as far as I feel compared to the rest of the game, and how much attention and detail was put into it. And then there are kind of these little things. But first, I want to go over like the amazing things. I love that the atmosphere, the actual environment around you affects so much of what you do or don't do. I think that's really, really neat. I also love that there are very cute, I say cute, but like very interesting kind of clever ways to get around a lot of things. For instance, if you are in an area and it is very, very hot, you can actually equip an ice weapon and it will cool Link down. If you are in an area that is very, very cold, you can equip a fire weapon and it will actually heat Link up. That's really, really neat. I do love the fact that we have gone back to a kind of experience upgrading kind of formula. I love that it's much more open and that you can just search for it. I love that there's not a lot of direction. There is a kind of like tutorial thing, but you know, that whole things that I feel like are nonsense and detract from the game. I love the cooking aspect. I love being able to figure out kind of what I want to do and what I want to like see. It's like so much of what you do with cooking can affect where you go because of the different buffs, and I love being able to have all sorts of things. But it's so lackluster. They clearly didn't completely pan it out. There's not actual recipes. There's not a good baseline for you to learn from and then like create recipes on top of that. A lot of really unusual recipes, like for instance, whenever I made apple pie, I thought if I replaced it with banana that I would get like a mighty banana pie. Like that's really cute, like a banana cream pie, right? Because I can make pumpkin pie, I can make apple pie, but that was it. Banana pie doesn't exist. Or like I can make a tart, but then whenever I put berries in it, it became steamed fruit again instead of a berry tart. Like those are really basic things that you would think that you could do. And I feel like what happened is that they ran out of time. Like they couldn't make enough graphics for the cooking part. So they're just like, everything turns into simmered fruit if you put fruit in it. And I guess it's kind of like what I'm a little annoyed about, because I think it was such an interesting aspect. But that's not a new thing. If you play Dragon's Crown, or honestly anything by Vanillaware, I believe is what it's, all those, they have a cooking aspect to them that's really, really cool, and you get different ingredients at a time, so that's not groundbreaking by any means. The stamina bar was done before. It's much better now. It's vastly improved, but it's not anything new. The idea of open world concepts, that goes back to the first Zelda, that like you didn't have anything. I will say a clever callback though was that you can't actually get the sword until you master it, and you have to master it by having a certain amount of hearts, which is exactly a throwback to the first one. So that was great, but at the same time, like how you can gain hearts or how you gain stamina, eventually those shrines get really repetitive. They are very cool that you can go and learn skills that you're gonna need for the boss in that area. Like that's a really clever way of doing a tutorial area basically. And it is a very clever way of including puzzles and dungeons, but it just, okay. I'm getting kind of bored actually by the amount of enemies. I have put a lot of hours into this game and I keep fighting the same enemies over and over and over again. Some of them are just different colors, some of them have slightly different weapons. Because it is very open world, there's no like progression, it's not linear, so you don't necessarily like actually go in any sort of particular path, which means sometimes you'll get a really crappy treasure even though you're in a really cool area. That's frustrating. And I don't like that Ganon isn't Ganon. Like, it's Calamity Ganon, and it's kind of this idea, and whenever you're kind of making sure that Link and Zelda are constantly these reincarnations of previous characters, it's weird that Ganon wasn't like a reincarnation. Okay, my time is up. My thing is, the game isn't the best thing since Simmered Fruit. It really isn't. And it's a shame because I feel like there's things that they could have done to improve it, and it detracts from an overall absolutely phenomenal, amazing game. And with a few little tweaks, I feel like there could have been vast improvement. I also wish that we got to be interacting with Zelda a little bit more, but that's because I'm a fangirl. Anyway, so that's what my 5 on Friday is. I guess I've heard a lot of people describe this new Breath of the Wild, their new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, a little bit of Dark Souls, a little bit of Cooking Mama, of course, splashing kind of that dragon's crown. I even had someone say that they thought it was really interesting, like who the Guardians were and all those throwbacks. Of course, there's a lot of Easter eggs in there. Leave in the comments down below what you love about Breath of the Wild, what you hate about Breath of the Wild, what you think could have improved on, what detracted or didn't detracted or added to. Guys, anyways, you know the drill. Please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things that you say at the end of a video that you're supposed to say. I did have one person today ask me if my hair is a wig. No, it is not. It is my hair. It's just dyed differently and cut differently. And whenever I look, because I can see myself in the camera, I'm like, who is this girl? I don't know her yet. Like, I'm going to have to get used to it. So anyways, I would love to hear your opinion because so many people have said so many great things and some people have said some not so great things. I really love too the idea of like speed running in this new game, and I wanna watch some of that. Leave me a comment and I will see you guys again next Friday. Have a great weekend.